How's it going, boys? So in today's video, I'm going to be reacting to Alpha M's Bathmate video where he claims that he used Bathmate for a month and gained a bunch of size from it. So in today's video, we're going to be looking at it and I'm going to tell you if, in my opinion, he's telling the truth or not.
Could you notice the difference?
Absolutely, yes.
Good difference?
Yeah, it's bigger. It's definitely bigger.
Okay, so first he starts by interviewing his wife and asking her what she thinks about him using the Bathmate and the results he got from it. And he's using that as a proof that he actually gained size from using the Bathmate. Now, here's the interesting part is I have checked his 3 different Bathmate videos. He did not provide any proof for the so-called gained size that he got from it. So first he starts the video by proof and interviewing his wife after using the pump for just 30 days and she's noticing the difference and it's girthier and bigger and longer. But then afterwards he talks about his truly sensitive side and his insecurities. Now keep in mind, this guy is a master of marketing. He has built an 8, maybe even 9-figure business from selling products on his YouTube channel. He knows precisely what do you want to hear. He knows precisely how to provoke emotions and how to sell you on something. Now, before you jump to conclusion and say that I'm hating on Alpha M, I'm actually not. I'm just seeing through this act. Another point that he mentions, as if he truly honestly wanted to make his penis bigger and he was not initially promoted by Bathmate, is he says that he went on their website and he ordered it himself. He paid from his own money and he was wondering which version to choose. And then whoever was on the other side of Bathmate, which he calls Mike, and by the way, I've spoken with Mike personally because he's in charge of their affiliate program. And then Mike told him that they should collaborate on a sponsored video. Now, I can 1000% guarantee you that this is not what happened. What happened is Bathmate reached out to Alpha M just like they reach out to many other big influencers, including myself, and they offered Alpha M a sponsorship. Now, I don't know if you know the history of Alpha M, but he would basically sell garbage to his audience for a few bucks. My relationship has ended with Alpha M when he was actually trying to pitch the Movement watches that are basically just some cheap Chinese watches, and he was comparing them to Rolexes and saying how they're better than Rolex. At that point, I unsubscribed from his channel, but today this video came to my attention by one of my subscribers. So my problem so far with what he's mentioning is that he's starting the video with kind of like a sneaky way of asking his wife, and she's probably lying about it in the video, at least that's my honest opinion about it. And then he goes to talk about his insecurities and he makes you feel like he's also vulnerable just like you. So he's really preying on your insecurities for him to pitch his product. And in my humble opinion, he is probably lying about how this whole sponsorship came to be. Because Bathmate actually have deep pockets, they have teams that are reaching out to influencers all the time, and obviously Alpha M with his massive audience, they probably reached out to him, offered him a big sum of money for those 3 different videos that he made for them. Because if you don't believe me, Alpha M does not make a video just for the benefit of the people. He's always selling something. There's always a sponsorship. There's always his products. So he didn't just became insecure about his size at age 45 after being married for the same woman for like 15 years and decided to make his penis bigger. He was just sponsored by Bathmate and he just made the story sound more relatable to the viewer. Now, keep in mind, I haven't even touched on his claims of how much he gained, but if we're starting the video, he starts it by asking his wife, and that's the proof. He never actually provides any proof, and I would have no problem if he just said from the beginning that, hey, Bathmate reached out, they wanted to sponsor a video, and I told them, you know what, first of all, I gotta try your product first, and if it works, then I'll agree to sponsor your video. But he decided to make it in a different, sneaky way.
The way that these pumps basically work is you take them in the shower, you fill them with water.
And another problem I have with this video, I don't have any problem with penis pumps. I'm pretty sure penis pumps work. And you know, there's a lot of great penis pumps that you can buy out there. My problem here is that he chose not to recommend the penis pump that is the best. He chose the ones that pay him the most. And obviously Bathmate give really fat sponsorships, and Bathmate is also, in my opinion, one of the most overpriced pumps out there. So you can easily spend $300 on a Bathmate, which I personally believe is not like a super bad pump, but it's a below average pump, and your money is much better spent on some other unknown brand. So if he actually wanted to go ahead and promote penis enlargement and, help guys with their insecurities, he could have easily recommended a much better penis pump, but he went with the ones that are paying the most, which I personally wouldn't do, even though Bathmate reached out multiple times asking me to sponsor some of their videos. I simply declined to do that because every time they sent me their pump and I tried using it, I realized that the user experience was not great. And I was always preferring to use the regular pump that I usually use. And I felt like telling my audience to go spend $300 on a pump just because they're paying for a sponsorship wouldn't be the right thing to do. Now, you might either agree or disagree with this approach, but for me personally, I think he could have easily recommended some other pump that is better than the Bathmate.
It's fun. If I'm being completely honest, it's exciting and it's fun. No session should last longer than 15 minutes.
All right, so he does his salesy things that he's saying it's awesome, he enjoyed it, it was fun. I don't know, using a penis pump, I wouldn't consider it fun. But what I would agree with is that he's saying you shouldn't be using it for more than 15 minutes. I think he's right about that. He's talking about interval pumping where he's pumping for 3 minutes, taking a break for 2, and then pumping 3 minutes again. Does that 3 times. You can do it up to 5 times, which I think it's an actually good program to do.
The HydroMax was very different, in my opinion, than the Hydro.
Okay, so what he's trying to do right now is, again, for the average person, he's not gonna see through that. What he's trying to do is he's making sure that you are going to be ordering the most expensive pump that they have, because he's basically saying that the most expensive one gave him better pump, it was better seal, etc., etc. He's basically trying to convince you that you shouldn't go with a cheaper model, you should go with a bigger model. But the truth is that the cheaper model, the bigger model, they're doing exact same thing, they're pumping the exact same way, they have the exact same seal. The reason he's trying to do that is because he's making commissions, so it's a percentage of the sale that he's generating. If he's generating more expensive sales, he's gonna make more commissions, and that's the reason why he's doing that. He's making it seem like he's comparing the two, but in practice, coming from a salesperson as well, in practice, what he's doing is he's selling you on the most expensive pump that they have.
I think I over pumped it a little bit because there was some mild, basically bruising.
So what he's doing here, and again, I'm gonna have to explain between the lines, is that he's using the issue that he had as a sort of proof that he was actually using it consistently, right? I'm not saying he did not use it at all, but what I'm saying is that he's using that fact that he pumped too much, he had some bruising, as a way to prove to you, if you were skeptical, that he was actually using it. Always keep in mind, he's a super smart, super successful salesperson, so you really have to see through what he's trying to say.
Now, don't get me wrong, the HydroMax, right? This thing is incredible and it works really well, honestly.
So again, another marketing trick is that when he felt like he's becoming too salesy on the most expensive model, he backs off and he speaks how the base model is great, but the extreme model is way better. So in this way, he's trying to pretend like he's not taking sides. He's not like trying to pitch the most expensive model, but behind the lines, he actually is.
And your consistency, because that's the thing. You got to understand that when it comes to enlargement, it is not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Okay, so that's actually something that I truly agree with. He's saying that results may vary between person to person depending on how often you use it, biology, your initial size. He's saying that penis enlargement is a marathon and not a sprint, which means that you should be taking it easy. I totally agree with that. It's just like going to the gym. It's not something that you're going to be doing for a month and then stop. It's something that you're going to be consistently doing. And that's why you should be taking it easy, not get injured, and think about it in the long run.
Personally, if it was me, I would buy this one, all right?
All right, so that makes my point clear here that he would say, personally, if that was me, I would buy the most expensive version. I mean, I'm not blaming him for pitching it that way. Obviously, he wants to make money. He's trying to make as much money as possible from this video, but it's just a sneaky trick. That's all I'm saying.
It is more expensive, right? It's substantially more expensive, but I saw a huge difference.
Guys, I don't know, for those of you that don't know it and I have to explain to you, he just made it clear that he's trying to sell the most expensive model. He's like, oh, it's just a little bit more expensive, but the results are better, Let me make one thing clear for those that are unaware of it. Those two pumps work in the exact same method. They both have the exact same valve at the top. You can create the exact same amount of pressure in both of them. And penis pumps in general work in the exact same way. They create vacuum pressure that makes the penis expand, enhances blood flow, and makes your penis bigger. So you're really not gonna get better results if you use this one compared to that one. It's just a sales tactic.
So I used this thing for 30 days and I gained over a ½ inch of like thickness in terms of my circumference, and the length, it was about like a ½ inch.
All right, so regarding his results, I'm pretty sure that he thought about it. I don't know if his results are right or wrong, if he actually did gain, because he does not provide any proof. And in my opinion, when you do not provide proof, you're a liar by default. That's my take on it. You know, you can believe whatever you want. So he's claiming that he gained ½ inch in girth, which is a lot, by the way, for just the first month. But that can possibly be depending if his erection quality was bad to begin with and he sort of fixed it by using the pump. And regarding the gain in terms of length, you know, ½ inch is kind of difficult to tell if that was actually gains or just like erection quality. So, you know, he's focusing more on the girth, that he gained more girth. I can't say if he's telling the truth or not. What I can tell you is that if it was me, I would want to provide proof so that people don't just take my words for it, just like I do. And I gave you my before and after photos, and then I thought it wasn't enough, so I made before and after videos to show you that those are the actual measurements. I wasn't photoshopping something, but he doesn't provide any proof. He just claims that he gained XYZ in the first 30 days, which is, by the way, a lot, very impressive. But to be honest, that's my take on it. If it was up to me personally, I mean, the reason I stopped watching Alpha M's videos is because he has basically no morals, in my opinion, when it comes to selling something. At the end of the day, he just wants to make as much money as possible. He doesn't care how, he doesn't care about the quality of the product. He's been known to be pitching, you know, very low quality products, and I stopped watching him many years ago. People still fall for it because he's a great salesperson, but that's my take on it. To summarize this video, I'm not saying he's lying. I do believe he's lying. I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying that Bathmate is a bad pump. It's a below average pump. Some people can get results from it. I just don't think it's a great pump. I don't think it's the pump that somebody with the audience of Alpha M should be promoting, because there's so many better pumps on the market. Clearly, other pumps are not paying as much, and you know, the sponsorship deal he probably has with Bathmate is just very significant, so he couldn't decline it. About the gains that he claims he's gaining, again, there's no way to verify it. So, I mean, I think you can understand my take on the video. I can just see through all of this. And to be honest, every and each one of his videos, if you actually learn sales and you spend a lot of time in sales, you're gonna start seeing all the tricks and what he's trying to say and why he's saying that. But for the average person, this video is going to be great, it's gonna work. I'm pretty sure he made a shit ton of money from it, and good for him, but that's my personal take on it. And anyway, if you'd like to be part of legit penis enlargement community, you would like to learn more about how to actually use the devices, make sure to check out my free course in the comment section below, and also the Discord group where There's a bunch of other guys that are in the same field and they're sharing what's working for them. You can learn from them and they can also motivate you to reach your goal. So make sure to check out the links in the description of this video. And I'm really curious to hear from you. Do you think Alpha M is telling the truth or not? Let me know in the comment section below. And anyways, I'm gonna see you in the next video. Bye-bye.